So, you think you're untouchable?
Word life. This is basic thugonomics. This is basic thugonomics. Word life. I'm untouchable, but I'm forcing you to feel me. Word life. This is basic thugonomics.
Tres, dos, uno, dale.
Welcome to the Comedy Suplex Podcart, the #1 podcart on the planet for all your comedic takes on everything that is combat sports. Your boy Mikey G, along with the Viggity. And Viggity, I'm hitting you up from Chicago, Illinois. I mean, are you in Chicago, Illinois?
I am. I'm in my hotel room with you, I think.
I don't think any of us are there.
I think I'm at the StarCast convention. Yeah, this is great. It's going wonderful. I have Colt Cabana right here next to me.
Yeah, the art of wrestling, the art of dipping out. So, turns out neither of us made it.
We double all out. Yeah, the fuck, man. Yeah, it was not a good week for the Comedy Suplex Podcart. We had I suffered a severe bone break, and Mikey suffered some food sickness that gave you the pukes. So, dude, neither of us made it to All In.
Let me tell you this, man. Fucking sounded like everybody and their brother was selling out of everything that they had at their booths. Man, my buddy that runs SoCal Pro Wrestling down here, it's about 45 minutes north of San Diego. He owns this company called Pro Wrestling Loot, which was the original, like, crate box or whatever the fuck. And,
Loot box. I remember that.
Loot crate. It's like a loot crate sort of a thing. It's Pro Wrestling Loot. But he sold out of all of his boxes in the first 2 out of 4 days. Didn't even make it to Saturday.
Gimmick. Hey, you just buy a box, and then we put some whatever crazy crap we feel like in there, and you pay for it. That's such a great gimmick. Like, it's like, oh, guess what? I'm just going to root through my trash and put in, like, some extra T-shirts that I have, and you already paid for it. Surprise!
Well, it's perceived value for sure on those things. Like if you're paying $20 and you get a T-shirt, a couple stickers, and an autographed 8x10, like that's awesome. And if you're one of these guys that just put it together, who knows? You probably paid Sabu fucking a few $100s to fucking sign a few hundred of these things. You know what I'm saying?
Here's what we do, Mike. I got it. Great fundraiser for us. Loot Crate, Thoughts and Prayers.
Oh.
You order a box of thoughts and prayers, and then we send you an empty crate.
Well, we'd fill it with thoughts and prayers.
Oh, right. Well, yeah, right. No, we pray real hard and have Jesus put some prayers in this box, and then we send it to you, and you pay $49.99 for it. Plus shipping.
Well, that could be for like a year subscription.
We'll cut it down to $45 if you subscribe.
No doubt. Well, hey, All In weekend. It was fucking independent wrestling Christmas. A lot of events going on in the Chicago area. A lot of real big events, honestly, going on this weekend. Expo Lucha out in Las Vegas. The Chikara King of Trios in the Philadelphia area. And, of course, All In, the mecca of independent wrestling. Viggity, let me hear a couple thoughts on the show. I know you didn't see all of it, but you saw most of it.
Yeah, well, I didn't get to see the first hour because that was on the WGN network, which I do not get down here. And then I was at a horrible fucking movie for the first hour and a half of the show. I went to see Crazy Rich Asians last night. Do not go. It is very boring. It is completely formulaic. It is such a down-the-middle putt. It is so safe and boring. It's just like ultra crap. It got a bunch of play because it had a bunch of Asians in it and like an all-Asian cast. So it's like, getting lots of great reviews, even though it's like there's a million funnier movies out there. But whatever. I saw that movie. I walked out of it about 3/4 of the way through. I was like, fuck this. I'm going to watch All In.
Right.
And I loved what I saw. I saw everything from the NWA title match on. I thought it was a great show. Especially because I only saw 2 hours of it. I don't know how it would have felt if I would have seen all 6 hours, but really liked the NWA title match. Really glad Cody got the win there. Really liked Lethal versus Flip Gordon.
Well, hold on, surprise. You're going by each match so far. I just wanted general thoughts, man.
Oh,
well,
okay.
We're getting there. You got to build it up, baby.
Right. Okay. Oh yeah. Well, it was like I was getting there, baby. I was getting there. Oh no. thumbs up show. Definitely get on Honor Club, ROHWrestling.com. Get a subscription. Buy it there. Definitely worth going out of your way to see. I loved it.
Okay, you loved it. I'm not going to say that I loved it. I did think, however, that it was a very typical independent wrestling show. Let me give you my pointers. Number one, the promoters put themselves over. Duh. Like every indie wrestling show I've ever been to. One of the promoters won a title, and the other ones won in the main event. Not surprising there. Like most indie shows, it went 5 fucking hours. I don't know how you felt about that, but I watched it from the beginning of 0 Hour all the way to the end. There were definitely some dragging points for me. And here's another thing that I didn't like. It's a lot of indie shows. There wasn't a lot of hype and or storyline for a lot of these matches. I mean, you did have payoffs for the Joey Ryan dying thing on the being the Elite. If you watch that shit,
right. That's the thing, is that lots of these storylines we missed because we don't watch Being the Elite.
Okay, yeah, sure. But there wasn't like a whole lot of storyline going into this whole thing. I mean, yeah, you had the NWA title match, that was built. I don't know. I just didn't, I wasn't like, oh, whoa, this thing was the greatest show ever.
I think
it was great. It was a good show. It was a good show.
But it had storylines. I mean, think of the Flip Gordon thing.
Okay, sure. It had payoffs for a couple storylines, sure.
Think of how many times we talked about the championship match and thought maybe it would be a 3-way, and then it would be a double title match. And think of all the iterations we thought of. I mean, this had some storylines going into it. Not every match, but if you watch Ring of Honor TV, it paid off some storylines there. So it wasn't necessarily a through line all the way from start to finish of the show in itself, but it definitely played off lots of the stuff that's been happening in the last 6 months.
Sure. Okay, yeah. The Flip Gordon thing, the Joey Ryan coming back from the dead thing, great. The title thing has only been, a thing for the last few months. Definitely not 6 months. 6 months ago, Nick Aldis won the championship, right? Or whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
Not too long ago. My point is that, I didn't feel like there wasn't a whole lot building up to the show. There wasn't no build up for the Kenny Omega versus Penta match. There was no build up for the Marty Scurll Okada match. There was no build up for the main event. So those are your top 3 matches, right? Those are the last 3 matches that went on, and there was no hyper storyline built up for that. Like Chris Jericho came out of nowhere for the thing to hype up his cruise for a second. That was kind of cool. I thought it was cool. Don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to shit on the show. I'm not trying to be one of those wah, it could have been better. All I'm saying is that I didn't, even the buildup that was there, I didn't feel like there was the culmination was last night. There's nothing to go forward. You feel me?
Yeah, that's true.
There was no continuation. It was like, all right, here's the end of the story. Here's the end of the story. We're putting it back on the shelf, and we're not going to open this book again.
But that's okay. Like, not every story has to keep going. Like, now the season's over. Now they're going to take a little hiatus, and then they're going to come back, and they'll be fresh, and they'll start being the Elite again, and then they'll do another All In. I promise you, they'll do a second one, or they'll start building to the MSG show.
Yeah. Here's something. It felt like last night was the Bucks and Cody show, and it was. But going forward, when they re-sign their contracts here, is this something that they're going to do every year? What do you think after seeing last night and feeling the whole thing? I think there's room to do it, but is it going to lose its luster?
Oh, well, I mean, obviously, the second time you do anything, it loses a little bit of luster. But I think what they were trying to do, like you're saying, is the Bucks and Cody show. They were trying to send a message to WWE, and the message was this: we're together. We're staying together. So you want one of us, you're taking all of us, or you're taking none of us. So,
and it was like that too with Ring of Honor and Impact. I mean, and New Japan. Every major promotion outside WWE was represented well yesterday.
Yes, absolutely. And I think that was ultimately the storyline was that, hey, we are together. We're fighting you. We're not going to WWE. We're staying together. And look what we can do. and they did it. And they I'm sure this did not make Vince happy at all.
Yeah, but okay, so Ring of Honor, New Japan going to Madison Square Garden, sold out whatever 20,000 seats in an hour after the official on sale date happened. Is there, is Ring of Honor and New Japan just going to swipe up all the all the hype from these shows? I don't know. I'm not saying the right thing. Are they gonna take all the momentum from that show and just take it upon themselves? I think that's a really interesting time we have coming up here where, all 4 or 5 of the major players here in this All-In show, they said they're all staying together. Where are they going to go? Are they going to stay, where they're at? Are they going to get to do another one of these shows? Are they going to get to do one of these every year? Are these shows going to feel special? You got WrestleCon, you got fucking, WrestleMania, you've got SummerSlam, that's a big fucking week. All these big weekends, is it just going to get lost in the shuffle?
I don't think for a while. I think something that you've been saying for a long time, indie wrestling is hot as hell, and it's a group of guys, it's a group of wrestling fans now who have banded together, and they've said, look, we don't like the product Vince is putting on, but we like wrestling. And you guys, whoever you are, NJPW, PWG, ROH, Impact, we want an alternative, and we want you guys to bring us an alternative, and we want you to give us our money's worth, because we don't feel like we're getting our money's worth, even with a 6.5-hour SummerSlam. I think that's what's happening here. Is you have this dichotomy of WWE fans and everyone else is trying to band together and kind of create this external wrestling universe to go against the WWE universe.
Yeah, but are there too many chefs in the kitchen?
Could be.
Who's going to get the credit for all of this? Who gets the credit for? Okay, the Bucks and Cody get credit for All In. Well, who gets the credit for Madison Square Garden? Because none of those guys.
Vince Russo. That's got to be Russo, right? He
right.
did it.
Okay.
He started it. Yeah. All right.
Of course.
All right.
But no, Cody and the Bucks get fucking all the credit for All In. Who gets credit for Madison Square Garden here? That Ring of Honor and New Japan sold it out without advertising any of those guys.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, who gets the credit? I think that's a question that we can answer with our catchphrase. Who cares? It doesn't matter who gets the credit. It's everyone. It's everyone that's not WWE gets the credit. The fans showed up there yesterday, all 10,400 of them, and to give a big middle finger to Vince McMahon and say, look, this is the product that we're willing to fly across the country to see. We're willing to pay top dollar to see. We don't want to see your shit anymore. That's for kids. That's for people. That's for casual fans. We're the hardcores, and we're the vocal minority, and we're going to be here, and, we're going to support what we like. It's not WWE.
Yeah. Oh no, I think it's awesome. I think it was a big fuck you to Vince McMahon and the WWE, but also it was a big hooray for the wrestling industry in general. I think that this thing sent waves across. And it did show that that there is a universe of wrestling outside WWE. Hey, let's run down the card real quick.
Yeah, let's do it.
Opening contest on the main card was M-Dog 20 Matt Cross taking on MJF Maxwell Jacob Friedman. Great opener. M-Dog coming out with the victory there. Good for him. First time he's wrestled in front of 10,000 plus in his home country, the United States. Match number 2. I know you didn't see these, so I'm not really asking you for your opinion on them. Match number 2, I thought was great. Christopher Daniels against Stephen Amell. Incredible matchup considering that Stephen Amell is not a professional wrestler. It's his third wrestling match. Jerry Lynn was the referee. The whole reffing show. Referee of this match. It was awesome. Christopher Daniels and Jerry Lynn almost got into it. Incredible match. Christopher Daniels came out with the victory, of course. 4-way women's match was right up after this. Tessa Blanchard was over Chelsea Green, or Chelsea, what's her name? Chelsea, yeah, Chelsea Green. Britt Baker and Madison Rain. It was a good match, a little bit sloppy, but hey, man, they pulled it out. Tessa Blanchard, the new Impact Women's Champion, coming out with the victory in that one. I don't remember what was up after this.
Battle Royal?
No, Battle Royal was on the pre-show. I didn't see what happened in the SCU Briscoes match because it was tough for me to get the pre-show also.
SCU won that match, but it was a non-title match. I didn't realize that.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so I didn't see it, but that was the result.
All right, yeah, and then looked like Bully Ray was going to win the Battle Royal, and then all of a sudden somebody came out with a Chico Luchador match, and it was Flip Gordon and flipped through fucking Bully Ray over the top, so he won the shot against Jay Lethal later in the night. Did you see any of that?
Was Flip in the match the whole time, or
No.
did he come out at the end?
He can't. I'm not totally sure because I didn't watch the very beginning of it. But he was Flip was not in it at all. We know that Flip was not in it. Flip was not booked. One of the big storylines was Flip Gordon was not booked for the show.
Yeah.
Whatever the fuck.
That should have just been the end of the story. He just wasn't booked.
I know. I would have popped huge. I did like though how they did kind of put a bookend on the couple few storylines that they did have coming into the show. The Flip Gordon.
They should have done it. The storyline would have been like Flip Gordon was like, I think he was like having a viewing party outside.
Yeah.
And then like he was like, all right, I'm gonna get booked for All In, and then he just put the gun in his mouth and killed himself.
That would have been if we were booking. The all comedy suplex.
Super depressed. Yeah.
That's going to be a new angle of Fist Combat. I'm going to. You know what?
Suicide's never not funny.
You know what, man? I was trying to, honestly, I hate to take a break in the middle of talking about All In, but I was talking last night, because I was just trying to get inspired. Like, what kind of storylines can I put into Fist Combat that have not been done in pro wrestling yet? Suicide. Like, that'd be a good one.
I love it. I love it.
And then have somebody come back as a ghost.
Other than that Benoit angle they shot like 10 years ago.
Oh, yeah.
Too soon?
No, it's never too soon for a good joke. All right, yeah, back to the pay-per-view. I think it was the NWA title match after this, like fourth match on the show. It kind of came kind of early, honestly. And this is where you started watching. What'd you think? What'd you think of the presentation with all the guys coming out for each of the guys?
I thought it was great, man. I thought this should have been higher up on the card.
Should have been the main event.
Yeah, probably should have been the main event, but because it only went like 12, 15 minutes. I really liked the story. I thought Nick Aldis looked really good in here, and him and Cody, their styles matched up really well. Man, he did like a power slam, or was it Cody? One of them did a power slam, the other one almost paralyzed the other person by clipping their head. That was a scary spot. But, Cody got the win. I think everyone saw that coming, and I would like to see them run it back. I'd like to see Aldis more involved. I'd like to see him in Ring of Honor as a top guy. So, and I'd like to see the NWA title elevated more. I'd like to see some prestige brought back to that lineage. So Cody's the guy to do it, hopefully.
Cody and Billy Corgan, that's for damn sure. Great match.
Willie.
I thought it was a great presentation too. I don't really. Did you see the spot in the match where fucking DDP came out and then he gave who was it, like Sanjay Dutt a fucking?
No, it wasn't Sanjay Dutt. It was someone like that though. It was
someone like that. God damn it! I'm gonna get shit now for being like, oh, that wasn't the one Indian.
Sean Daivari.
Yeah, I was. What the fuck? Like, what was that all about?
Yeah, I didn't really like that. I thought that was kind of unnecessary. For one, fucking Paige, like we need DDP in there. That seems stupid. I don't know what the storyline was there. I'll bet there was something from something that we didn't know about. But Paige came out seemingly for no reason and gave Sean Daivari a diamond cutter.
Well,
so, whatever.
Let me give you a little tidbit here. I was watching it, and all of a sudden, DDP come out there. There was like a little stalling going on. They threw up the X, like Cody was fucking hurt or some shit, right? And then
but that was all.
Hold
bullshit.
on. I know, obviously, right? I know. I'm getting to my point. We're stalling for a little bit. Here comes DDP, and then now DDP's in the ring giving a diamond cutter. Cut back to Cody. Juice. Huh?
Yeah.
Okay, so like, what if there was an instrument that was forgot to be given to Cody, and DDP had it, and he had to come back down and give it to him Because he was like, oh shit, I forgot to give it to him.
That's possible. I mean, I don't think that's what happened.
Well, then why the
think,
fuck
like,
did they do that the diamond cutter in the middle of the NWA title match for no
it was
reason?
just to distract you so you wouldn't watch Cody Blade.
Okay.
That's what it had to be.
Yeah, but then why did they throw up the X? What was that all about?
Because they
Okay,
wanted,
whatever,
they didn't want
yeah.
it to. They didn't want it to be like an obvious Blade spot. So they're like, oh shit, let's do a fake X. Let's do, so that way people, when they see the blood, they might think it's actually real blood or hardware blood and not be offended by it, because some people get offended by juice nowadays. But I think the juice in the match definitely added to it. And it was definitely like a throwback and like a salute to the old NWA title, like getting some color in there. I thought it was great. I thought it was the perfect use of blood.
Yeah, no, I thought it was great too. Great title match. Cody Rhodes, your new NWA champion, the first second generation wrestler to be an NWA champion. Him and his father, crazy.
Yep.
Joey Janela against Hangman Page after this Chicago street fight. I thought it was a great match. Joey Janela showing people why he's a fucking star. Afterwards, the angle between Joey Ryan, the famous dick wrestler, being killed by Hangman Page. Bunch of inflatable penises came out there. Fucking match of the night, in my opinion. Like the whole deal, and not just like match.
The presentation was awesome.
Presentation,
yeah,
there you go.
The match was whatever, but yeah, Joey Ryan coming out with all the dancing penises was just great. So, like I said, Vince Russo gets all the credit.
If you and I would have been there, we could have been those dancing penises.
That's for damn sure. That's exactly what I thought too. I was like, we could have gotten booked as a penis.
After this, let somebody say something.
No, I'm just saying that's exactly the perfect role for us.
Yeah, we would have been dicks. We are dicks. It would be great. We'd be like, we're the Comedy Suplex dicks. What happened after that? Who was the match after that? Was that the ROH title match?
Yes, the ROH Championship match. Jay Lethal versus the Battle Royal winner, Flip Gordon. They had a really good match. This was just like a technical match with lots of high-flying spots, and Lethal won with the lethal injection. But I thought they should have gone all the way. Once Flip was the man, I thought they should have put the strap on him.
Fuck no.
But you don't think so?
Fuck no. Please, God, no. Don't ever put the strap on that fucking kid. He weighs like 170 pounds. Look at him, dude. Like, no fucking way.
So what?
So what? No. Sorry. Ridiculous. Like, these guys that aren't even 200 pounds as your heavyweight champion, you get the fuck out of here. Sorry. I can't. I can't believe it. I can't dig it. I can't get behind it.
Well, how much do you think Lethal weighs?
215 pounds?
No, I bet he legit weighs under 200 pounds.
Nope.
You think he's over?
Absolutely. Are we gonna find out?
I will find out.
Yeah.
We'll put a bet. Over under 205.
Oh, 205. Now see, you're adding 5 pounds on there. I was going over 200 for sure.
Oh, okay.
Double or nothing on that MSG selling out bet that we never fucking...
205. I'm going 205 because that's the light heavyweight division. So he's over 205. He's a heavyweight.
All right.
He's under 205.
Shit. I don't know then.
All right, we'll take it. Wait. You want the under or the over?
Man. I'm taking over 205, I guess, right?
All right. Yeah, you got it. You got to. All right. I'm taking the under. Double or nothing.
Double or nothing. Yeah, I like the Ring of Honor title match. It was good. Bully Ray coming out there, and then fucking Colt Cabana making his presence felt.
Yeah, that was good.
That was good business there for good old Colt Cabana, friend of the show, friend of Fist Combat, coming out to San Diego on October the 18th. Can't wait for that one.
Yes.
After that, we started getting into the main events. Kenny Omega.
I think.
Huh?
Yeah.
Did I miss one?
No. It was Omega, and then the Skrull match was after that. It was Omega and damn it, I forgot his name.
Omega and
Pentagon.
Yeah, great match here. Chris Jericho making a surprise appearance at the end to promote the Jericho Cruise. Hey, good for him, right?
Yeah, good for him. I thought it was a little bit weird to
It
be
was
like
fucking weird as
like,
shit.
to lay him out and be like, "I'll see you on vacation," basically. Right?
Yeah. Hey,
We're going to be
see
taking
you
a
later.
trip together. Do you like mojitos? We're going to drink a couple. Well, watch your back. I might just throw you overboard. It was just kind of a funny line. I'll see you on the cruise.
Yeah. I'll see you on vacation.
Yeah, Kenny Omega showed why he's, number one PWI wrestler in the world, and had a great match. And the one-winged Angel got the finish, and he hit about 50 V triggers. And was this Pentagon? You said?
Yeah, Pentagon, Pentaceto El Miero. I don't speak Spanish very well.
It was Pento Zero or something like that.
No,
Like,
Pentagon Junior. That's whatever. He's got a million names.
They kept calling him like a bunch of different ways, so it was confusing to me. But yeah, good match. And then after that was Skrull
Okada
versus
and Skrull.
Yeah, so this match actually went 15 minutes too long, and that's why the main event got cut 15 minutes basically.
Really?
This match was supposed to go 12. The main event was supposed to go 28, and this match went 28, and the main event went 12. So Skrull overshot his target big time. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I guess they just got into the action and just kept going. And
ooh, jeez.
I don't think there's heat about it, but I mean,
there's not.
There could be. I mean, if I was the Bucks, I would not be happy with that performance. I would say, look, dude, we had 6 guys in the main event. Everyone wanted to see Rey Mysterio and Bushi or Kota Ibushi, and we got shortchanged in the main event, which is why everyone was there, right? Like everyone was there to see the Bucks and Rey.
Maybe.
And Kota Ibushi, but well, they weren't here for this match, and they weren't here for 30 minutes of this match. That's my point. And overshooting your target by 3, 5, even 10 minutes, but going like 15 minutes long, like, what are you doing?
Right. Wow. If that's the case, like in comedy, that's why you have 15-minute sets, and then you get the light. You get the light when you got about 1 minute left, or depending on whenever you want your light. You get the light,
yeah, and
it's fucking time to wrap it up.
And it was basically comedy. It was what they were doing. They were doing their Gaga spots with the finger break and everything. And I will say that finger break spot always gets a huge pop. And I don't know how he does it, but it always looks good and gets a good big snap. And from someone who's just recently snapped a bone, it sounds similar to what he's doing.
I know, right?
Yeah,
it's very convincing.
And then I can't even remember who won. I guess Skrull won. Did Skrull win that one?
No, Okada won that match.
Oh, that's right.
Okada won the match, and that was kind of weird. Ian Riccoboni was like, "All right, we're going right into the main event," and instead of 3 entrances, you got fucking you got 1 entrance for the Mexican wrestlers and 1 entrance for the Bucks and Kota Ibushi.
Right, that was kind of weird. I was interested to hear like the Rey Mysterio music or whatever they're going to use, and they just used some sort of like generic lucha music for all 3 of them, which. So basically, the main event got shortchanged big time, and I'm sure they weren't happy with it. But the 12 minutes we got in the main event were stellar, spectacular action, and Ray can still go. They did all sorts of awesome spots with the 619, and the Bucks did all their shit, but it was funny because like they're starting to go, and then you can hear the ref, take it home, you got to take it home, and I'm like, there's
why? What was the fucking point? Why did they have to like stay within time restrictions? I didn't get that.
Because they were on pay-per-view, and they had a 4-hour window, and they had to be off the air.
Where were they on pay-per-view at?
On traditional pay-per-view.
No, they were not.
I'm pretty sure they were. It was because of pay-per-view. I'm positive.
Okay, but yeah, like I thought it was just on Fight and on the Honor Club. That's why it didn't make no sense to me.
They had to be off. They had to be out at 9:58 Central Time, which was 10:58 East Coast. And so at 10:52, the ref's yelling, "Take it home," and I'm just like, "What? Like, take it home? Like, this is not right. Something screwed up." Because I was expecting them, like you were, just like, they're just going to go 15 minutes over or whatever. But they couldn't due to whatever time constraint by somebody So that's what we got.
That's crazy. And Ian Riccaboni was like, "All right, guys, thank you very much." It was like, "All right, here we go from Chicago. Thank you very much for tuning in." And
So they hit the finish with 12 seconds to go.
Oh,
they hit the finish with 12 seconds to go, and then Riccaboni said that, yeah. But, and I'm sitting there thinking, like, oh, Marty Scurll fucked up, whatever. But Okada's in that match. Like, how are you going to tell him to take it home early,
Okada and the Tiger Hattori was the referee in that match.
Yeah.
He probably didn't have a fucking earpiece in.
I don't know, but that's the story of those two matches and why it got rushed. So, thumbs up show for me. Mike, you giving a thumbs in the middle?
No,
thumbs down. You said it sucked, right?
I did not say it sucked.
You think everyone involved was terrible and not? They shouldn't do a second one.
No, I loved it. It was great, but
remember when you said they weren't going to sell out? That was you. I'm pretty sure.
Oh, the winners write history, right?
Yeah, that's true.
I liked it. Was it the greatest wrestling show that's ever happened in my life? No. And so therefore it didn't live up to the hype in that sense. But great event, very well put together. I'm sure they're fucking banking off this event. And, hopefully they do a big super indie show like this every year on Labor Day weekend in Chicago. I think it's great. I think it's a great idea.
That'd be cool. Great idea. Mike, I got a game for you today. You want to play a little Who Tweeted?
Yeah. Yeah, of course I do.
All right. This is the game where I scroll through Twitter and find ridiculous tweets, and then I give Mike a couple of options, and he has to decide who tweeted. Who tweeted? That's our theme song. I'm going to edit in some theme songs.
Great.
I got a lot of time on my hands, Mike.
We should get Bird. We should get Bird to write us some jingles.
He's supposed to be writing us an intro song, but all right. Here's the first one. This is in reference to the 9/11 towers.
Oh my God!
Collapsing. All right. I believe, like most people with common sense, that Vince McMahon had literally nothing to do with it. Was this Alex Wright, Arn Anderson, Disco Inferno, or Conan?
I'm going Disco Inferno on this one because he's a kook.
But he's saying that Vince doesn't have anything to do with it. Do you think Vince does have something to do with it?
No. What? No, that's who I'm going with. Disco. Are you trying to fuck with me right now?
I am, because you got it right, goddamn.
I know, see? God damn it. I can read you like a goddamn book, Viggity.
All right, let's see if you can read this next tweet like a book. WWE wrestlers don't have to wait till Monday for solar eclipse. Was that Rick Steiner, Sting, Scott Steiner, or Lex Luger?
Oh, man.
So this was. Remember, there was a solar eclipse the other, I think it was like 6 months ago or something.
Oh, okay.
You're an astrologist, right?
yeah. Mercury's in retrograde or some gay ass shit. I probably shouldn't have said that. Hold on, read it again. Sorry.
WWE wrestlers don't have to wait till Monday for solar eclipse.
I don't even understand that.
Yeah, I read it exactly as it. I copy pasted exactly as is.
So Sting, Luger, or one of the Steiner brothers?
Yes.
All right, which one of these guys? Sting wouldn't have said that, and I think Lex Luger probably would not have said that either. Man, I'm going with Scott Steiner on this one only because I think he's got the most tendency to say some of the stupidest shit.
Damn it, Mike, you're 2 for 2.
Hell yeah.
This is not the way this game is supposed to go.
No, hey, it's not like Road Trip. I'm actually pretty good at a game when I have a fucking fair shot.
All right. And I was going to either use that tweet. This one is also from Scott Steiner. I thought this was funny. Happy 70th anniversary, Shoney's. Stop in today and get a 70-cent All-American burger. Dine in only. Why is Scott Steiner promoting Shoney's?
He owns a Shoney's.
He does?
Yeah.
Oh, that's not as funny.
Yes, it is. You should
I
see,
just
like,
thought you.
he's like, there's a news clip of him, like, local business owner, and it's Scott, whatever is Richtensteiner.
Well, there's so much funny about that. For one, Shoney's is the restaurant that Rick goes to. In his it's Shoney's is referenced in Rick and Morty a couple of times, and the fact that Scott Steiner owns one is just great. I don't know. All right, next tweet here. Thank you, God, for listening again today, as always. And by the way, thanks for the reply. Only love. Was it Scott Hall, X-Pac, Hollywood Hogan, or Kevin Nash?
Read the tweet again.
Thank you, God, for listening again today, as always. And by the way, thanks for the reply. Only love. So this person thinks that God was listening to him today and replied.
All right, so I'm taking Hulk Hogan out, unless you left out brother, because he puts brother in every fucking tweet. So Hogan's out of this one. Who are the other? Huh? Who are the other one? Oh, did you do that?
Yes.
You fucking asshole! You son of a bitch! You son of a bitch! You fucking! Are you serious right now?
I'm serious right now.
You left out brother because Hogan puts brother in every tweet.
I know, and I knew if I said that, you would fucking, you'd get it.
Yes, all right, great, that's awesome. I'm fucking batting $1 million right now.
Here's a second tweet from the Hulkster that I thought was funny. Oh, and by the way, for anybody that cares, when you see us, don't freak out and loose your blank
loose
or anything, because we still totally jacked up and scary looking like old school wrestlers are supposed to look. Too sweet, brother. So, some funny things there. Don't freak out and loose, LOOSE,
yeah,
your shit. He didn't want to say shit, so he wrote FH__, because the guy who has a sex tape out doesn't want to.
Yeah, drops the N-bomb.
Yeah, much worse stuff. And he doesn't want to say the S word here on Twitter.
Well, yeah,
but that was kind of funny.
Making a comeback.
All right.
I can't believe I fucking called that out, though.
All right, this one should be a layup here. Thank you.
These are all layups, brother.
Thank you. Keep it juicy. What was that? So again, thank you. Keep it juicy. Ciclope, Psychosis, Rey Mysterio, or Juventud Guerrero.
Well, there's only one answer. It's the juice.
The juice, yeah. I was trying to... He tweets a lot in Spanish, so I couldn't find any gems in there that you would get. So, but that was, yeah, keeping it juicy. Juventud Guerrero, always. All right, and I got one more for you here. This one, you're not going to get this one.
Oh,
when you have to explain biscuits and gravy to someone from London, England, was that Buck Bagwell, Scott Norton, DDP, or Vincent?
Huh. Who are the choices again? I get a phone a friend or a 50-50 here?
You get both those. Yeah.
Okay.
You can use them all in your last one.
All right. Let me get the 50-50 right now.
All right. Buck Bagwell or Scott Norton?
Huh.
You do get to phone a friend.
Who would I phone?
You just whoever.
Scott Norton.
Just call him up.
All right. So Buff Bagwell or Scott Norton. I'm going with.
Phone a friend.
No,
I'm the friend. Just do it. Come on, here we go.
All right, I'm phoning whoever is going to answer right now. 911. Right. Hello. Hey.
911. What's your emergency?
My emergency is I need to know who said this. Explaining biscuits and gravy to a person from London, England. Who said that? Buff Bagwell or Scott Norton?
Well, that's a good question. Both guys seem likely possibilities. Although I would rule out Buff Bagwell because I don't think he's capable of typing. And Scott Norton, though, I don't know what he'd be doing in England. So, but I know someone who eats more than the other one. I think Scott Norton is possibly your choice there. That's what I'm going with, Steve.
Steve. All right. All right. Great. Thanks for your input. Okay, I got my answer locked in. 100% Buff Bagwell.
I got you. I fooled you.
You double crossed me. It was Scott Norton, wasn't it?
It was Scott Norton. Yeah, Scott Norton. I don't know what that was in reference to, but when you have to explain biscuits and gravy to someone from London, England, you can ask Scott Norton to do it for you.
Man,
good effort, Mike. 4 out of 5
me
today. Excellent job.
Oh man.
So,
there it is, the number one fucking podcast on the planet. We're on iTunes, Comedy Suplex. Make sure you're following us. Get on our website too, and donate to Viggity's fucking broken leg and broken mind. ComedySuplex.xyz, last in the alphabet, first in your hearts. It's comedy, not analysis, so suck it, right? Viggity, what else is going on? Tell them the Patreon or the fucking GoFundMe for your broken wing.
Yeah, GoFundMe. Snapped is what it's called. You can find the information on at Comedy Suplex on Twitter, at Peach Machine on Twitter, or our website, ComedySuplex.xyz. And for the low price of $1.99 a month, you can become a Patreon at patreon.com/ComedySuplex and get bonus episodes and early editions of all of our episodes. And lots of bonus stuff, lots of bonus content up there right now. We've also got the video.f4w.online.com, where you can see Mikey G and myself taking on Brian Alvarez and a mystery opponent for $2.99. That's up there. And
I'm waiting for my cut of that, by the way.
I'm waiting for my cut as well. So when we get it, I'll let you know. So, all right, thank you all for listening, and we'll leave you with our famous 2 words, as we always say.
Suck it.
Biscuits and gravy.
All in.
Who cares? I don't really know what happened, but I turned it on.
How many pills did you eat?
Like 12.